I got around and I got a $6, almost $7 order to Spangles, which was awesome. Got to go in, listen to some nice 1950s music, which I enjoy. And now we're popping back out and we're going. That $22 of fuel that I put in, I'm going to use every drop of that today, and maybe even have to get a little bit more, $5 more. I don't like doing that. I try to budget, but fuel is going up, and so that makes a difference. It definitely reaches into your profit and your overhead, which if you're wanting to do this to make money, you got to be in tune with your overhead, or you really never know if you're making anything, and you may need to make some adjustments. So we're going to drop this off. I'm going to look and see exactly how much money I've made, and when I come back on next time, I'll tell you about my most current order, and I'll tell you how much I've made, and hopefully the clouds will separate and the sun will keep popping out. Have not been rained on so far today. It has been a little chilly with some wind here, but that's all right. All right, well, we're at $45 right now, and I just wanted to share a little information that might be good for new dashers or grub hubbers. See this apartment complex that's here. You go to a lot of apartment complexes when you're delivering, and they tend to be a wide breed, and a lot of times they don't make a lot of sense. You would think that all the apartment numbers would be in an order, like this one up here is number 38, the 39 would be real close, and 40 would be real close. It may not be, but equally as strange is that most apartment complexes, when they have a 38, like a number 38 up at the front, the apartments will be 38, 39, 40, or 3801, 3802, 3803, 3804. This apartment complex doesn't. They have a 100 block at the bottom, a 200 block, and then a 300 block, and to even make it weirder, they have ones around the backside, even if the backside is facing wooded areas or things where you would never think there would be there. But what I would tell people, when you go up to the front of those, you can look up and you can see the apartment numbers up at the top. And take the time to look at those so you don't go up 3 levels and then find out the numbers are not right, and you have to go down 3 levels, go around the backside, go up 3 levels to get the apartment you need. If you can see those apartment numbers at any complex you're going to, look, take a moment and take a peek. Even if you have to walk out in the grass, save yourself some time of going up flights that you're going to have to go back down and not have delivered your stuff. It saves a lot of a workout. Just a little food for thought. We're around $45. We're going to see where we go next. Look at the dinosaurs. If you can see them, I hope I get them in here. The dinosaurs. Over in Derby, another tributary town to Wichita that I live in, and I'm at $88 right now, which isn't bad. It is about 5:30, and I'm going to go for an hour and a half more. My schedule only goes really till 6, but I have another. I feel pretty good, so I like to go to about dark. I don't like delivering in the dark, if I can help it, because I'm an old man and I like to get home. But I can say that today, grub hubbing, there was a 20-minute dead period, which made me nervous. Because if you deliver, then you know 20 minutes is a long time. You may have a 2-hour shift, a 3-hour shift. That's a long time not to make any money. And so I was debating dropping the rest of the shift and jumping over and dashing, even though I wanted to work a full shift grub hubbing to show people that are interested in some of the differences. And so finally it popped up again, and I think I've had 3 or 4 orders that I've done. One was a $14 order, which is again cool, but only maybe 2 for certain, maybe 3 orders today were of that higher amount. But there were a lot of $8 orders, and at the end of today's shift, when I finish, one of the cool things about GrubHub is you can go in and look at the daily activity for your day, and it'll break down what the amounts were. And that's something that DoorDash doesn't have. DoorDash has that constant current tally sheet that you can see up on your main screen, which GrubHub doesn't have. Now let's see what we got here. I've got GrubHub offered me an $8 delivery, which I will say yes to. Now I want to get back to work, but I'll probably come back to you about the time we're wrapping up, and we'll have a conclusion and get my final thoughts on what's turned out to be a really nice day. It started out dark and cloudy and a little cold, but it's actually been a beautiful day to be out and about, and that's probably why I have a little bit more juice in my tank here at the end of the day. Hey everybody, this is Paul talking today about GrubHub. Wrapping up today basically because I'm a little hungry. I had about 30 more minutes of light. I could have worked if I'd wanted to, but I was ready to quit. And so I worked from about noon to about 6:30, and we're going to look at some of the numbers of today so you can get an idea of what a Sunday was like for me. Let's pop over here and look at these numbers. And this is one thing I like about DoorDash, is that you can actually see stuff. So today I made $106.31. And of that, I had $62.14 of base pay plus $44.17 of tips. Now, it gives you a little bit more. You can go and click this view earnings activity, and this is going to give you really a breakdown on the nuts and bolts of the day. So you can see that and so for me, I look at this, I made $130 some dollars GrubHubbing. I made around $65 DoorDashing, around $200 that I made this weekend over Saturday and Sunday. And so your question, and what you should be asking yourself, what I ask myself, is what will that pay? Well, for me, that'll pay 3 or 4 utility bills. And I may have a big utility, a big electric bill, maybe that takes that whole $200, but that knocks it off. But for me to pay the cable bill's about $50, the water bill's about $50, gas bill right now somewhere around $20-30. So I could pay all 3 of those and then have money left over for things through the week. So for me, that's a big deal. Now, is this the easiest money you can make as a side hustle? I don't think so. It's work. But I'm driving around today listening to the football game. And when I'm not doing that, I'm driving around in the AC or in the heat in the winter, and I'm listening to music. There are a lot of other jobs that you may do on the side or quote-unquote part-time that are a lot harder to do. And so we're going to, I do it. I've been doing it. I made around $20,000 last year doing this. That adds up. So you look at your yearly income and what you make and say, what if 20 grand would be a nice bump? And most of us that are doing this and looking at this and looking at side hustles are going to say, yeah. Now, on this channel, we're going to show you a myriad, and we're opening it up now to show you a myriad of other ways you can make money and what is the closest to passive income. This is not passive. This is active income. You have to go out and you have to do it. I think it's a pretty easy way to do it. And we're going to work on ways that are closer to, once you put them into place, once you set them up, that you get a check every month passively and with very minimal maintenance. So this is Paul for you, boss. Now, thank you. Have a great day. I hope you got something out of this. Hope it was educational, helpful to you. Take care.